All right, in today's video, we will be talking about AI project management tools. You've seen the ads, right? You've heard all the buzz. Every company out there is promising their AI will magically organize all your projects, manage your teams, and who knows, maybe even make your morning coffee. But what's the real story behind all the hype?
That's really the big question we're asking today. Are these tools the secret weapon that's going to make you a project management superstar? Or are they just a confusing, really expensive trap? Well, to find out, we dug through hundreds of reviews from real users to separate what's just marketing from what actually, helps. Okay, let's start with the good stuff. Why are so many project managers getting genuinely excited about these new AI tools? What's the big promise that's grabbing everyone's attention? Let's dive in. Well, when you look at the reviews, 3 huge wins pop up again and again. The biggest one? Just saving a ton of time through automation. Coming in a super close second is making better, smarter decisions with actual data instead of just going with your gut. And third, they get rid of all that boring, manual work nobody wants to do. In fact, a whopping 63% of managers said that increased productivity was the single biggest benefit they got.
And this isn't just some abstract idea. Check out this quote from a real person using a tool called Forecast. They said the AI helped them predict their project's future way more accurately. This is a perfect example of how these tools can give you a massive leg up by showing you what's coming around the corner. So, what does this actually look like day to day? Well, imagine smart scheduling that automatically reshuffles everyone's work when a deadline suddenly changes. Or think about automated status updates. That means you never have to chase your team for a report ever again. You've also got things like predictive budget warnings, automatic resource planning, and even natural language search where you can literally just ask, hey, what's the status of the marketing campaign? These are the features that are real game changers.
But of course, it's not all sunshine and perfectly planned projects. Now it's time for a little reality check. Because while those benefits are totally real, users also talk about some major headaches that you definitely will not see in the flashy ads.
And here it is, the #1 complaint. The ads make it look like an instant setup, right? But the reality for a lot of people is hours of just fiddling around with settings to get things working. As one ClickUp user put it, it required too much setup and fiddling for me.
So what's with this number 500? This is the key to the next big problem: cost creep. See, a lot of tools, like Monday.com, give you a certain number of free AI credits a month. After you use up your 500 free actions, boom, you suddenly have to buy a pricey add-on plan. These unexpected costs can really hit your budget hard when you're not ready for them. So the takeaway here is that the problems are pretty consistent across the board. Besides the tricky setup and hidden costs, users complain about slow, buggy performance, especially with ClickUp. Customer service can also be a nightmare. Some Asana users said it was basically non-existent. And finally, a lot of people find these tools are just way too powerful and complicated when all they really need is a simple to-do list.
Okay, so we've looked at the good and the bad. With all that in our back pocket, let's do a quick rundown and see how the 5 most popular AI project management tools actually stack up against each other, based on what real users have to say.
So how do you even choose? Well, if you want every single feature under the sun and you don't mind a steep learning curve, ClickUp is a total powerhouse. But if that sounds like too much, Monday.com is much friendlier to use, though its AI can get expensive. For freelancers, Motion's AI scheduling is amazing, but it's really not built for teams. And on the other end, you've got Rike, which is this enterprise-level giant that's just complete overkill for most people. So after weighing all the pros and all the cons, which tool actually comes out on top? According to hundreds of user reviews, the best overall choice is Asana. Yeah, despite some complaints about customer service, users feel like it hits that sweet spot. It has powerful AI features, but it's still easy enough for the whole team to actually use. This brings us to the most important question of all. We know what other users think, but should you actually invest your team's time and money in one of these powerful tools? Is it the right move for your specific situation? What's great is that user feedback gives us a really clear picture of the ideal customer for these tools. They're best for established teams, think 5 or more people, who are juggling multiple, pretty complex projects at the same time, and who have a serious budget to work with. If that sounds like you, then yeah, these tools could be a fantastic investment.
But what if that doesn't sound like you at all? Well, here's the flip side. If you're a freelancer, a solo business owner, or a small team working on pretty straightforward projects, these tools are probably not for you. Honestly, the complexity and the cost mean you could end up spending more time fighting with the software than you'd actually save.
So, if you do decide to take the plunge, here's a 4-step playbook to follow. First, don't just do a quick demo. Commit to a full 30-day free trial. Second, figure out the real cost. Ignore the price on the website and add up all those add-ons. Third, test it with a real project to see where it breaks. And finally, if your team works remotely, you have to make sure that mobile app is actually usable.
And that really brings us to our final thought here. After all this analysis, the one message from users that comes through loud and clear is this. The AI is a helpful assistant, for sure, but the human project manager, with their experience and their gut feelings, they're still the one making it all work. These tools aren't here to replace you, they're here to make you even better. Thanks for joining us on Best AI Apps Review channel. Don't forget to subscribe and stay curious. Until next time, keep exploring the future with AI.